men's equality. Do you care? Do you care about men's equality? And the reason why I say this is because you have women coming out talking about we care about men's equality. But nonetheless, you women populate the earth. I mean, there's just more of you than there are of us. You're taking control of a lot of political arenas. I've even heard white women threaten, Obama and saying he better put Hillary in a position of power or they're going to do, whatever, because they can vote against you. Now, if the popular vote actually meant something during the presidency, I can understand that. But the president is not voted in by the popular vote. However, other offices all depend on the popular vote. I used to work for the Ohio House of Representatives, and while I was in there, there was an 18-year-older who ran against, a guy who was like in his 30s and then the representative for that district for a minute. And that guy didn't take the 18-year-old seriously. The 18-year-old got more votes than he did. That guy was out. Period. And I met the kid. I mean, zits and all. This kid was 18 and he won. So this is the women's weapon towards whatever it is that they want. If they want to, their body, their choice, and all this other stuff that they feel they have the right to have in this country, they go ahead and do it politically. Whether, it's in one form of political statement or another. So these women saying, I'm for men's rights. Like, if the woman cheats on the man in the marriage, then the woman files for divorce, the woman should pay for the divorce. That's just the way I see it. But that's not what happens. The guy has to pay for the divorce. He has to pay lawyers out the yin yang, and he loses half of what he earned. I mean, down to his pension. He loses that. He loses his house. He loses custody of his children. And in some cases, the woman turns around and makes a false claim that he did something to her or to the kids, and yada, yada, yada. And now you're looking at a criminal case. Now it's not just divorce, it's criminal, when she brings it. And then a guy is falsely accused, and then many times that guy, it assumes that he did it, and then they go ahead and strip him of of course, his job is gone. Then they strip him of his freedom, and he's fighting. He's working backwards pretty much. He's fighting to try to say, look, I didn't do any of these things. I was a good, dutiful husband. I did everything correctly, but he can't prove it because when it comes to the court, the female runs the courtroom. There are men that are in it, but the outcry is so loud for the female that it's oftentimes that the court system gives in to the woman. This is why you see teachers sleeping with children and walking out of court like nothing happened. And then when you see men who are sleeping with children, high schoolers. So let me get this right so nobody thinks it's, high schoolers. Anyways, these are, 13, 14-year-olds that you're not allowed to sleep with in any part of the country. And these women are doing this and then walking out of court like nothing happened or getting probation for 6 months. And the guy, when the male teachers do it, they get 30 years. You women are not for men's equality because you figure that if a man did this to a 13-year-old, if a man teacher, took advantage of this 13-year-old, then he is a monster, he's the criminal, and all this other stuff that he is. But when a woman does it, she's some type of saint, she had a mental breakdown, she just slipped up. You just slipped up with 5 boys at one time. This actually really happened. They put her in jail for 6 months. She had them drinking, smoking. She did everything illegal with these boys and told them that you can do anything you want to me. Married. And let them do whatever they wanted to her. 6 months and she was out. You do not care about men's equality. Because if you did, you would let all of those men that are in jail for the same thing you did out. All of them. See, the female body is a trap. It is a scary thing for a man. Because this woman can say anything, and you didn't do it. Heck, in some cases, you don't even know these women. You never had contact with them at any shape, form, or fashion. Chris Brown. Chris Brown went through this in France. Some woman said he did something he didn't. And they went after him. He was just like, I have no idea who this is. I don't know what you're talking about. We've seen cases and cases and cases of men who did absolutely nothing, and in some cases don't even know the woman, but nonetheless they went after the man and they canceled him. Whether they canceled his music, whether they canceled his job, they in some cases canceled their marriage. And then, then the wife is looking at him like, what did you, I didn't do nothing. I have no idea who this is. And he's totally unprotected because the system does not listen to men. You're automatically imprisoned. You have to fight backwards for that. You're being blamed for something you didn't do. So this is a lot of reasons why the men are MGTOWs. A lot of men don't want to be bothered with women because you're putting them in jail. And then these men are taking their own lives. You women aren't stepping up for that in your TED Talks. You're just saying you advocate bullcrap. Go down to the courtrooms. Put your name on a dotted line. Because that's where it matters. That's when it's going to change. You don't care about men's equality. You're just talking a good game because you need a man, and there's probably one in your life somewhere. You probably have a man in your life somewhere, and now you're realizing all the help that we had, we willingly threw away, and we got what for it? A sisterhood. What? What did we get? We got nothing. You got zilch. As a matter of fact, you got less than nothing. Some people say it's a zero-sum game. No, it's -0. because all the benefits of a man. Listen. You have, say this is 0, right? This is negative and this is positive. You get a man in your life, whether 20 or 30, whatever. You start adding financially, adding children. These things are going to all be important once you hit your 50s, right? And especially when you hit 60, because 62 you can retire, right? This is when you want to sit back and enjoy your life and then do whatever. You no longer have to work. So you're working towards this number. If you're doing it by yourself, you're not going this way so fast. And if you're coming out against men, against the same man who was helping you, here's what you're doing. You went from here, now you're going here. Because once you get to this age up here, things get hard for you. They get real hard for you. And your sisters aren't going to help you. It's over for you. And then the government comes after you. They do. They don't support you like you think they should. And you're sitting there by yourself in whatever you think it is that you benefited from canceling men. Good luck, ladies.